Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Next Step Show with me, Pavel Stepanov. And today we're going to be talking about a very interesting concept of hustle culture in real estate industry. So, as you guys probably know, a lot of you listening, probably real estate agents, hustling is which what that's been promoted and put into the real estate agents as the way to do business, hustle culture. So let's talk about it. Let's find out what hustle culture is all about. So, but before we do that, let's give a shout out to one of our sponsors, VirtueDesk. VirtueDesk is a virtual assistant company that provides virtual assistants who will be doing work at your small business at only $8.60 an hour. If you're looking for that next hire and you're not sure where to go to VirtueDesk, and it's myvirtuedesk.com, myvirtuedesk.com. Hustle culture. Let's stop perpetuating the hustle culture on the real estate industry. And yes, I said it. I said it. I said it. Okay. Hustle culture is something that's been pushed on agents by real estate influencers, mega agents, and promoted on social media. Gary Vee is one of those. Hustle, hustle, hustle hard, and things gonna be fine. You have to work 24/7. You have to do things. You have to be you know constantly working in order to be successful. So what happens is a couple things. Let me tell you what those influencers are not telling you. First of all, the influencers who are promoting hustle culture only showing you what you need to see on social media. Let it sink in. They show you what needs to be seen on social media. Okay, so in reality, what happens when agents or any kind of business people, entrepreneurs, they work nonstop. They basically wake up every day, go to their phone, start responding to messages, start to checking emails, go social media response, Instagram response, anything that takes up a lot of time. Okay, so and then they have to work the client, they have to attend appointments, they have to make appointments, they have to make phone calls. So a good real estate agent usually has like a long laundry list of things that they usually do. Sometimes they get lost in it, but the thing is, the whole idea that you constantly have to be working 24/7 is being embedded in the industry. It's being embedded to the brains and mindset of people. In reality, what happens when it's constantly being done? Uh, it's already been proven this is not sustainable model. Okay, why it's not sustainable? Because one word, guys: burnout. What's gonna happen? You're gonna get a burned out. And it's not funny. It happened before. It happened many times. I know many agents who actually were hustling hard, who were basically working nonstop, who served. I know people who work 7 days a week and show houses to multiple clients a day. Sometimes I know people who show like 40, 50 houses during a day, one day. So besides constant driving, not being able to have a normal lifestyle, they are at the end, like at certain time, they just reach a burnout, physical, mental, psychological. So what happens when you get a burnout? You're basically not going to be able to produce at the same level. So is it worth it? Do you have to constantly get caught up with something? So social media tells you that you have to be hustling constantly, and when in reality, what happens is you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it because not all. I mean, number one, not all people are actually wired the same. Okay, they don't have the same level of energy or the same type of personality to constantly do it. So what I suggest to agents who are experiencing that they may actually get a burnout. First of all, how do you identify that you have burned out? Well, for starters, you're tired of it. You lost interest in it. And everything's pretty much, all the clients, all the transactions are the same to you. So you're constantly in that hamster wheel. You're chasing the next deal, you're chasing that next paycheck, and 90% of your time is basically spent on generating new business. So your clients are suffering, your family is suffering, your friends are suffering, because this is all being affected by the hustle culture that's been embedded into your brain by social media. So some of the suggestions for you guys not to experience that. First and foremost, take breaks, vacations, or staycations. Okay. Why it's important? Because you need to disconnect from your daily grind and actually go into the mode where I say it, off the grid, where you can just totally disconnect from from the media. You can disconnect from the your emails, your text messages, your phone calls, because you know what, when you come back, business is going to be there anyway. You don't need to be feeling that you don't need to have that feeling that the business is going to be gone. Once you're just going to take a couple of days vacation or days off, business is going to be gone. It's not going to happen. So for starters, let's start taking breaks which allow you to uh, regenerate your energy. Okay, you need to take some rest because your body needs rest. Okay, your mind needs rest. Your psychological state of mind needs rest. It's normal. Okay. um, Second, make sure when you are working you actually dedicate 1 day a week as your day off. Okay, which means disconnecting your phone, putting it down, and actually spending time with your family, going for a hike, going on a motor ride or something, just going doing something else besides working. Because even though I understand for some people you may actually have anxiety. I'm one of those people. Like as far as what's going on, if I just lose out, all this business is gonna be gone. No, it's not. Okay, I'll let you on a secret here. It's not. Okay, so so disconnecting from daily grind is one of those things that needs to happen so you guys can um, basically stay in the game longer. Okay, look at the football players. Football players, they have, let's say they play games and they have a bye week. Why do the football players have a bye week? They have a bye week because they need to, you know, get some rest. Okay, that's very important in anything. If let's say the car is working constantly without any rest, the car's gonna get, you know, it's gonna get broke down. Same happens with people. So taking a breaks, taking a vacations. Some people, say, well, but in order for me to afford the vacation, I have to make all this money. True. However, vacation doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go on a very far away trip somewhere out on the beach, even though it doesn't hurt. But you can just simply, go on a drive, go hiking, take a couple of days vacation, go on a lake, on the camp, spend time fishing. Okay, that actually lets your mind to be have some rest. uh, Another thing I suggest, take up a hobby. If you had a hobby when you were a kid, that's great. But right now, let's say you only hobby, and a lot of and frankly, I spoke with a lot of agents when they say, oh, my hobby is selling real estate. No, it's not. That's your business. Okay, if you want to actually don't get burned out, take up a hobby that will again distract your mind from working, distract your mind from running a company, running a business, and you can actually occupy your mind with something else. Okay, whatever you like, any kind of hobby like wood carving, or I don't know, boating, or something that will actually allow you to take your mind off the work and put it into something else. Okay. Also, number three, purpose. What's the purpose of us actually grinding and hustling and constantly selling and constantly running a business and constantly building that empire? Why are we doing it? Why? What's your why? The why is very important. And the thing is, a lot of when new real estate agents come to the brokerage or hire a coach, they are, the first thing they're being taught is define your why you want to do what you want to do. And some say, oh, I want to make a lot of money. Great. What is the money for? Okay. uh, oh, I want to go on vacation. Great. So here's your chance, take a vacation. Some say I need to do this because I have a family to feed. Great, that's your perfect why. However, if you get burned out and you get tired and exhausted, you're not going to be able to enjoy that vacation. You're not going to be able to enjoy time with your family. And as a matter of fact, your family will suffer because you're not going to be quite there mentally or emotionally or physically. So don't let your hustle kill your why. Okay? Because we are all in the business trying to actually make not only a living, but do make a living. That's what I mean. Not like make a living financially, but make an actual living, enjoying life, because there is more to money than just running a business and making money. Okay. So some of you may not like what I said. Some of you may agree with me, but actually, if you do, why don't you drop me a comment on the Facebook here? We're on Facebook Live. Also, we're on YouTube. If you are watching my YouTube channel, please make sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, little bell. Make sure you are being notified every time we're on a podcast. Also, when you are on listening this podcast on any of your podcast devices, wherever you listen podcast. It's either Spotify, it's either um, any of the other. Make sure that you are subscribed to us. Looks like we have some questions from the audience here, and we call the mailbag. Let's reach into the mailbag. So we have a question from Adam. How to be more productive? I'm a license only for 6 months and I didn't have a single transaction. Well, Adam, for you, I'll tell you what, my friend. Being productive is actually not only doesn't necessarily mean actually hustling, but actually closing deals. So if you've been in the business for 6 months and don't have a single transaction, you need to probably sit down and evaluate what you are doing that's not working right. It's one of those things that you need to figure out. Okay, what you have been doing and what results have you gotten. Okay, if you've been, let's say, doing cold calling and you haven't gotten single transactions, maybe time for you to look into the other means of generating leads and closing deals. Okay. Um, Oh, okay. We have a question from Diego. Diego's asking, what about some vacation spots within Seattle? As far as vacation spots within Seattle, Diego, you can just basically disconnect your phone, go to Alki Beach, go to the Snoqualmie Falls, go to Stevens Pass, go to anywhere. You can actually go on a hike along Interstate I-90. Plenty of places you can go and hike. So. That's a couple of things to keep in mind. All right. um, Also, guys, since we are talking about leverage, this about one of our sponsors, VirtueDesk. Leverage is one of the ways to avoid the burnout. Why? Because as somebody wise said once. Actually, I heard it on Bill Gates' documentary. Bill Gates said that everybody has 24 hours in a day. Everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or if you're a poor person. We only have 24 hours in the day, and you cannot add more time. But you can leverage that. And one of the ways to avoid the burn down is to leverage your time, which means delegate tasks that um, to somebody else to do it. Hire people to do things that needs to be done in your business. And we have a good question from Sally. Sally's asking what tasks I can delegate to a virtual assistant. Well, Sally, you can delegate a lot of things to a virtual assistant. I would start, I don't know what kind of business you're in, but probably if you're listening to this podcast, you're in real estate. So if you're in real estate, you can start delegating. You can from marketing, from administrative tasks, from cold calling, prospecting, transaction coordination, or you can basically have your virtual assistant build out your database, have them reach out to your database and to help you reach out to those leads that you have. That way you will leverage your time. Okay. Or create marketing material, create marketing collaterals, or to do any of the other things that will actually be helpful to you, to your business, to make you more productive and allow you to generate uh, more income, while the activity in itself is not income generating. Okay, so just to give you the idea. Also, we have a question here from, I think it's from Sally. What is the best way to promote myself on social media and get more leads? Well, to promote yourself on social media, you have to create a following, which, you have to be interesting, you have to be entertaining, and you have to be consistent. So if you have your own database or your own, let's say, tribe, I call it tribe, and you can basically in that tribe create entertaining content. You can create content that's engaging and interesting. That way people will be following you. That way people will be talking about you, and at the same time see you. Okay, you're gonna be the on the minds. And be consistent at what you do. What I mean by consistency is stick to the format of your content, and release it on certain days at around a certain time. That way, when people see you, they already get used to the idea. Oh, Sally's gonna be releasing content on Monday, Tuesdays, okay, or Wednesday, Friday, okay. Um, so make sense? Looks like we have a couple more questions here, so I'm just gonna read some questions, and if you guys actually have more questions, feel free to send them. Um, what's a good daily routine that's good from someone who's just starting out in the real estate industry like me? Well, the good daily routine, guys, is if you are, um, let's say, your routine. If you're starting out in the real estate industry, your number one goal is to lead generate, create content for your, you know, database, build the database, and to serve your customers. Okay, so lead generate, which means you get on the phone, you start making phone calls, or uh, you know, right now during the pandemic, put on the mask and go do some door knocking, knock on some doors, have conversations with people, generate content on Facebook, engaging so people engage with you. Okay, make sure you are reaching out to as many people as possible. So overall, your goal, or your mostly your daily routine activity, is to have as many conversations as possible with people about real estate. You can sit down in a Starbucks, put up a sign, say real estate agent on duty, you know, whip up your laptop, have a coffee, and see if people come up and talk to you about real estate. Say real estate agent on duty, have a question, come talk to me. Be open to people, to so people could talk to you. So because the real estate industry is a relationship business, so build those relationships with people, build relationships, and build a following. That's how it's done. um, Another question we have: do I really need to work 8 hours a day to make it big and real on real estate? um, Not 8 hours, but I'll tell you what, you have to work more than that. And that's what we're talking about, the hustle culture. You have to work more than 8 hours a day to actually make a successful real estate agent. And sometimes when you started out, I mean, I worked 14, 15 hours a day. That's exactly what I'm preaching not to do right now. But sometimes you have to do it. And it's hard to be a part-time real estate agent, and let me explain to you why. It's hard to be a part-time real estate agent because the industry is, number one, constantly changes, and it's fast moving industry. Okay, and your clients are not going to be waiting for you to finish your day job so you can go show them homes. We are in the instant gratification culture living right now, which means when somebody's looking to buy a house or to look at a property, they are going to, you know, they're going to require attention right away. So if, let's say, Bob is looking for a house on Zillow, he wants to be shown that house right away. He's not going to go and wait for his agent, Billy, get off his full-time job, real job, and go show him homes. He's going to reach out to anybody who's available to do it. Because again, this is instant gratification culture. We are living in it. Let's just embrace it and go with it. So if you can't be a full-time agent, partner up with somebody who can help you out. Okay, that's just one of those things that sometimes what you got to do. All right, but again, as we are talking today about the hustle culture, and the hustle culture, if it can allow us to be more productive, or to avoid the burnout, the best way to do it, guys, again, as I said, take a break, take constant breaks, set up a schedule, stick to the schedule, uh, pick up a hobby, okay? Revisit your purpose and revisit your why you're doing it, what you're doing, and always leverage helps you guys tremendously, okay, to avoid the burnout, to avoid any kind of situation where you will be you know where you'll basically be feeling miserable. You don't want to be feeling miserable, you want to be feeling great what you're doing. All right. So I'm going to wrap up this podcast for today and let everybody, marinate on those thoughts. Feel free to reach out to me. Send me a DM, send me a text message. For those of you who know me, for those who don't, feel free to subscribe to our podcast anywhere you're listening to the podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you guys on Thursday. As always, guys, stay safe.